Well, summer is approaching faster than you might think. Before you know it, the kids will be wrapping up the school year, and you'll want them to make the most of their time away from the classroom. Joining me now with a few strategies for getting organized for summer is parenting coach Chrissy Khachane. Chrissy, great to have you back here on CT Style.
Good morning.
And congratulations on the birth of your third son.
Thank you very much.
How's he doing? How old is he right now?
He's doing well. He's about 3.5 months, and he's being gentle. He's doing a good job of going with the flow.
That's so great. Does it get easier the third time around?
You're able to rely on your instincts a little bit more.
Is that
so
right?
It's going well. We're lucky.
Very good. Happy to hear that. All right, so summer is right around the corner. Where do we start for planning things? You don't want the kids to be in front of the TV or stuck inside.
No, and I think the other thing too is I think parents often think I have to go and sign them up for this camp or that camp, and then they start looking at the costs of these events and programs, and their heart starts to go a little bit faster.
It adds up too, and they only last a week.
And they last a week, sometimes even less. And so what we do in our house is we try to do a little bit of both.
Okay.
And we start by planning now, not just because programs fill up, but because it's helpful to have stuff planned out in advance for just scheduling. Whether you work or you're at home, you need to have a game plan. So knowing that kids like routines, we start by having a summer routine, a summer schedule, and that can be just the kids knowing and understanding that there's breakfast, and then we're going to have playtime, and then we're going to have a snack, and just kind of a way to have the day have some flow to it.
And you have to get dressed.
You got to do it all day. My middle would, if he could. The other thing is to be able to come up with ideas for ways to structure the summer. So one idea is to pick a theme for each week.
Okay.
And that can be based on either camp programs that you're going to do or activities you want to do with your kids. I know some families enjoy doing a theme day each week. So every Wednesday we're going to have a theme, and they kind of either head out to do an activity based on that theme, again helping to narrow down budgeting, because you're planning for one activity a week, and it doesn't have to be, anything extravagant. It could sometimes be a nature hike.
Sure.
So that's another way to structure things. And then on top of that, you can create fun summer-long projects for the kids.
Okay.
So a photo project is one great one, and in the end you can use any of the online resources to print and have a kind of summary of your summer. There are great cameras available.
I didn't realize this. How sturdy this is. A digital camera for kids,
It's a digital
right?
camera for kids. It's $25–30. There's a number of different ones on the market, but they don't need to break your iPhone.
Sure.
So that's a good resource. Community resources are another thing that parents, I think, oftentimes forget to take advantage of. Your library is a great resource, not only for taking out books, but because you can also, a lot of times they have passes to local parks and museums to get discounted tickets.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you can check that out.
Nearby, right?
You can check those out of the library. They usually have summer reading programs. Barnes & Noble has a summer reading program typically that the kids can earn free books. So there's a lot of ways to engage in community-based stuff without, again, breaking the bank.
Sure. And what should we look for summer camps?
For summer camps, what you can do is we kind of balance back and forth. You can look for some of the private camps. Maybe your child is really into a particular sport and you know that they want to go with their friends, so that's where you kind of put your resources there. Right. A lot of our local communities, believe it or not, have great community-based summer camp programs. So check with your local park and recreations program, because oftentimes they have the same programs. They might either be a little bit shorter in the day, or they might be varied by age group, but they're a cost savings.
Sure.
A lot of also great things in the New Haven area. We have a phenomenal resources when it comes to our local nature centers, and they often run half-day and full-day programs as well. My one last tip I have to say is to take advantage of some of our local museums as well.
Oh, there's so many of them here in the
There's
state.
so many, and you don't have to join all of them. What we do is we pick one each year. So whether it's the aquarium one year, whether it's the zoo the next year, for most families with young kids, you don't want to go spend the whole day. So you look at the ticket price and you're like, I'm going to do this for 3 hours. But if you have a membership and you just go 3, maybe 4 times over the course of the whole year,
you get your money's worth.
You've got your money's worth. You can do the short trips, and again, you can kind of, based on their age, pick one for 1 year and then kind of trade off for the next.
Makes sense. So many great ideas, and it gives the little ones something to look forward to throughout the summer.
And mommy camp doesn't have to be a giant headache.
I love that. Could you give us your website so people can find some more tips?
Sure, it's strongtots.com.
Very good. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Meg, we'll send things over to you.